Hi campers, I'm Peter Batt and this is my thought for the day. Do you know there are many times over the years, over the decades, when we over here in Britain allowed ourselves to feel just a little bit superior to our chums across the Atlantic in the USA. And one of those things that we felt a little bit superior and poncy about was our press and media. We felt that there was less advertising, that the media was less biased, that it was more insightful, and generally it wasn't as interested in personalising and trivialising really serious issues. How wrong we were. And in fact, if you want to see just how hideously wrong we are, just open pretty much any of the corporate-owned newspapers and broadcasting channels and look at their coverage of Jeremy Corbyn since he became Labour's leader. Basically, they are engaged in a process of character assassination unprecedented in modern times, even greater than that faced by previous dangerous Labour leaders like Michael Foot and Neil Kinnock. And what they're doing is they're creating something called emotional signifiers around Jeremy Corbyn as a barrier to you actually even hearing his arguments, let alone take them seriously and actually give them some of your consideration. Let me explain the role of emotional signifiers. They've been used by the marketing industry for the best part of a century. In the 1920s, the US tobacco industry wanted to popularise smoking amongst women who had, up till then, resisted the attractions. It was around this time that the cigarette, as we now know it, was born, and Edward Bernays, who has later become dubbed the father of public relations, created a narrative around the cigarettes, which were treated as a sort of as a symbol, as a signifier. And this narrative was designed to create an emotional pill that would encourage women to smoke. The cigarettes were dubbed freedom sticks, and the idea was that the act of smoking showed the smoker, the woman smoker, that they were on a level playing field with men, that they had found sexual equality. The act of smoking was an illustration of their alleged independence and sophistication. And this emotional signifier was so powerful that loads of women took up smoking, and the rest is history. And this use of signifiers has been fairly central to the whole marketing enterprise ever since. With Jeremy Corbyn, they're trying to use these signifiers as for the opposite purpose. They are trying to push people away. So, for instance, they're trying to create all of these images of Jeremy Corbyn as a clown, as hardline, as deluded and dangerous. And each of these words has a sort of like a symbolic emotional resonance with us. And as I say, the intention is for us to shun him, push him away, so we don't listen to a single word he says. And in this way, this use of emotional signifiers is an attempt to close down democracy. They don't want you, these corporate interests and the political establishment, they don't want you to be able or want to think for yourselves. They want to attribute these meanings to Jeremy Corbyn so that you will be repulsed. Okay, they want to keep you as a clone, as dependent on them, because they are completely absorbed by maintaining the status quo. It's obvious that this is what's happening, and the fact that it's so hysterical perhaps might end up sounding the death knell to much of our traditional media in this country, because regardless of all of this character assassination, people have shown a considerable amount of support for Jeremy Corbyn, and in fact, since he became leader, not only has the Labour Party taken on shed loads more members, but they've also taken on 3 points in the opinion polls. So this corporate and political establishment-led character assassination campaign is failing. And if you want to take pride in your own independence of thought and actually listen to what the man has to say, then good on you, because you'll be thwarting one of the most cynical campaigns we have seen in years. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye for now.